My next guest is the funniest thing on radio. He's about to grace our television screens too. Here, along with a lot of his famous friends, please welcome Oliver Callan.
I have to say, Brendan, you know, look at the poor people. They're happy even when you just give them a load of spuds. But I never got to finish my point about jobs. Jobs are important, and I'm going to create jobs. Mainly a big job for myself. And then, of course...
come on now.
Then, of course... But we're also going to keep the jobs, because Brendan Hallen, he's going to stay in his job in the reshuffle, because he's just the right height to keep kissing Michael Noonan in the arse. Then Eamon Gilmore, it was emotional to see Eamon Gilmore. We had Gilmore for Taoiseach. Now I'm thinking of Gilmore for Europe. Make him the EU Commissioner. Gilmore for Europe or further away if possible. And that brings me on to Pat Rabbit. He's a really hard worker between the pylons and the wind turbines. He's a rampant rabbit at the moment. And I want to assure that we give all the women in Ireland the absolute satisfaction, especially the less well off. You know, things are so bad out there that women are now making love to their husbands because they can't afford the batteries.
Of course, Labour did badly in the election. It wasn't a great election for Enda Kenny either, was it?
Oh, well, on the contrary, no, and I have to say... No. I have to say that I've listened very carefully to the will of the people in the last week, and I've decided, on foot of the election, to become just as ignorant as they are of all the issues. That's true, facing this country. Because that is why I spent the last week following the news about Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. In fact, I got really stuck into the story. I watched her sex tape on a loop, constantly during watching the local election results come in. She is a massive height. Absolutely enormous. In fact, her backside is so big it has road frontage of its very own. And it is no wonder that they had to, bring her in through the loading bay in Portlaoise Cinema. They had to carry her in a wench. But, and I don't, speaking of wenches, I don't mean Joan Burchin in that particular... But I want to say... Hold on. Fix my quiff. Yeah. I want to say that she can forget about getting the job in finance. She can, if there was a woman in charge of the Department of Finance, as Michael Noonan said to me, I predict the Irish economy would crash into the back of another economy. But anyway, I'm thinking of making my own sex tape now as well. No, hold on a while. Don't feel that sorry for her. I'm going to make my own sex tape with myself and Michael Noonan riding the taxpayer from every conceivable position. And I pledge that I'm going to make this the best small country in the world in which to make sex tapes.
Excellent. Now, I suppose the big winners in this election were Sinn Féin, weren't they?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a historic week for our country. When Sinn Féin, we brought hope and change and lots of candidates with unpronounceable Irish names. Mary Lou is like the Obama of Ireland. With her in power, given her skin complexion, she can prove that orange really is the new black. And there were, of course, with respect, there were a lot of surprises. I mean, Ming Flanagan got elected to Europe there. Because they call the Sinn Féin supporters the Shinners. So what, therefore, do they call the supporters of Ming? with respect,
And listen, Fianna Fáil didn't have a bad election either, the biggest party in the country now.
We've lots of lovely seats in Fianna Fáil now after this election, especially the seats of the lovely ladies in Fianna Fáil. I never thought I'd be so happy with the sight of Mary Hannifan's seat as much as they have been this week. It's a beautiful, comely seat that's going to mature lovely and nicely. But Fianna Fáil, of course, remains especially strong in Cork going forward. There's myself and the other Micheál McGrath. It gets a bit confusing with two Mickeys, so I call him Little Mickey. Which means I'm known as Big Mickey. And because Fianna Fáil is going after the swing voter, so now I'm Big Swinging Mickey as well, going forward,
So, Oliver, if you're in there, of course, a lot of people will have seen Callan's Kicks on TV over Christmas there. I know there's going to be a series of it in the autumn, is that right?
That's
what
right.
can we expect from the
Callan's
show?
Kicks on RTE Radio 1. It's going to return in the autumn. In the meantime, we're going to do Callan's Kicks on the TV. The series goes out Friday nights on this station at 9:30 in the summer after the World Cup, teaming up with the brains behind the Republic of Telly, James Cotter, to bring it to Telly. You know, unfortunately, Alan Shatter's no longer there, but it is the heart of the GA season. So, you know, Joe Brawley will be a very important. You know, what's going on at the moment in the GA is an absolute disgrace. You know, selling out to Sky Sports. You know, it's totally mad. You know, it's the beautiful game being dumbed down by Baywatch babes. We don't want Sunday nights ruined looking at a pair of tits talking about the Ulster final. That's what myself and Pat Spillane have been doing for the last 10 years. And Pat is a great fellow.
I have to say, yes, indeed, that you have to speak with your eyes closed when you're doing Pat Spillane. But I'd actually telephoned Rachel Weisz herself to apologise on behalf of Joe, because he's very, very intense. There's serious intensity in his comments. And I have to say, to be friendly, I give her a few tips for understanding Gaelic football. You know, if the ball goes over the bar, I told her, you know, that's worth a point, and if it goes under the bar, it's worth 3 points. And if it finishes in a draw, it's worth $1 million.
But you know, okay,